Okay, here we are. It is alive. Here we are. Okay. Let me do a final check just in case. What the fuck? Ah, okay. It was a sound from the world. Anymore. Um, okay, let me write this over here. Write this one over here. Let me get everything ready. Let me copy this. Let me send it here. Okay, I don't know why I am having lag on anything at all, even if in reality my internet is working perfectly fine. I don't know what the hell is going on, but anyways, um, I think I am not forgetting anything at all, so okay, okay. Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, 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 every single person. Hello, every spud that decided to come here once again. We are all gathered to talk about stuff. Hello, hello, Saxter. Hello, Unkum. Hello, myself. Hello, hello, lurkers. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, every single one of the beautiful souls that here to this tonight on this another one of the potato gatherings. Yeah, now, um, well, a little bit of context just in case. As always, the topics that I pulled off came from the list of things that we have to talk about. And yeah, now I know what I was forgetting. I had to check if I striked out every single thing that I talked about on the list of topics. Let me check. Let me. I think I forgot one. I think I know it is somewhere around here. Let me find it just in case. Here. Okay, there it is. I knew that I was forgetting to do something. There it is. Okay. Now we can really start. Here, question. Potato, will you ever play video games again? Ask or dear Bunkum. The answer is if I find a way to do a collab with someone, like somebody suggests playing anything for a collab, yes. If, yeah, basically doing it by myself, at least on the foreseeable future, I don't think so. I don't have any kind of desire on doing that so far. I don't really feel like doing it, so to speak. Uh, we kind of explained how did I feel about it, and I think the best way to put it was taking having started streaming. I found that the way that we ended up streaming right now, basically, hello about the the way that we are going for right now, that is pondering on stuff, viewing and reviewing and analyzing videos. Also, in this case, it is only the Mahabharata, but in the future, when we also have the possibility of going over other books and all of that, I I like it because in one hand it was something that I always wanted to do, and in the other it was something that I also kind of hold myself back from doing. So now that we have the excuse of me streaming, we are going to do basically what I didn't really want to do. And a little bit more of an explanation would be it isn't that I didn't want to do it, but rather taking into account that really thinking and really trying to get anywhere, mentally speaking, is kind of a hard way or a long way, so to speak. Taking, yeah, having the possibility of doing it on stream is better than doing it by myself. Therefore, I prefer to do it here on stream instead of, as I said before, doing it literally by myself. The and yeah, just in case the answer to the question go fuck. Okay, fucking ads. Wait, wait, what? Why were there ads? What? Why are why are there ads? What? Let me check. What the fuck? Why are there ads? What? What? Why were there ads? Out of nowhere. I literally the ads happen every half an hour. What the fuck? Why were there ads out of completely nowhere? I don't know. Uh, you can turn ads off pre-roll. Ah, okay. I don't know. I don't really know about it, so we're going by what the people says. But also, just in case, hello, Skitch. Or sorry if that is no how you pronounce your name. And well, as I was saying, just in case the real answer to your question go. Hello, every single rider. Hello, and thanks you a lot, Kai, Chi, Nikki. Thank you. What were you doing? What was going on? If you want to lurk, you are as always welcome. Hello, riders. Hello. I have nothing else to say, but really thank you for the ride, and I hope whatever you find here is enjoyable to you. Oh yeah, and also as we were discussing with Bunkum, question was, do I plan on going back to playing any video game or not? I do, in a 50-50 way, so to speak. I plan on going back to playing video games if they are in the context of having to do them because of other people, so to speak. Yeah, I think unless you are you feel like taking a trip to my house or something like that, Copadot, I don't think we can play in real life chess, you know. And also, hello, Keishiniki. I hope you have a great stay. Just in case, how was your stream? If you didn't hear me, how was everything? Um, I hope you had a great time. Um, and well, that unless the games itself happen because of the context of having to do it for other people, personally, by myself, I won't do it. At least for now. We are going to literally divert into pondering and not much else, so to speak. Not because I do not enjoy video games, but rather because, in a sense, I kind of enjoy even more pondering. In the order of happiness that those actions give me, pondering is higher than literally playing a video game. And well, yeah, if I well, yeah, sensitive information, so we won't talk about it that much more, Copa. But if it is a possibility, literally zero problem on arranging things on that end. You know, if we can somehow arrange things, we will see. But sensitive content, just in case. And also, hello, Sono Bueno. Hello, welcome. And well, um, has anybody else any other question that has no attachment to it that I can answer without any problem, or shall we start mingling with the topics? As always, don't fret on asking anything. I literally have no problem on asking on answering. Sorry. So yeah, if you feel like asking anything at any given point, do it. I will probably not instantly answer whatever you're saying, but I will try my best. Also, hello, Manasong. Okay, I already gave the list of things, so just in case, while I do the timestamping, if there is no other question, I shall begin. Oh. What is it? Okay. 30. Okay, there it is. Now we shall really start with the topics. Sorry, I wasn't called the mic. Now we shall really start with the topics that we have at hand. The first one, the only real pressure which should allow. Okay, I don't completely remember what the context was for this one, but at the very least I can give the context for the idea itself, and that is, in life, so to speak, we always find that through different media in general and to different environments, we fuck you. I am not going to stop rambling, not here. And also sorry if that sounded mean. In different media, in different parts of the society. No. This is no. I want to stop. No. I want. Why? No. I want to stop. Shut up. As I was saying, here in this case, we're talking about in general the different kind of pressures that yes, I literally said it before. You shouldn't claim those redeems because when I am talking about the list, oh holy fuck, internet, are we fine? Okay. It was some seconds. We're back. Completely fine. Nothing happened. Sorry. Holy fuck, no. This is lagging. Holy shit, this is lagging. Yeah, it is completely karma. I was too mean in a very short amount of time. So now I get my retribution. The real karma and dharma is acting upon my past actions. I am sorry, Wumbo. I didn't mean to harm you in any way. The next time I will deactivate those redeems so that you do not feel scammed. Now, let me continue. I mean it in the sense that we have a lot of different outside influences that tell us what, or so to speak, pressures should be. It is kind of weird to say that you get pressured by outside things if you do not understand that it is a possibility, so to speak, because even if you do not completely acknowledge the possibility of being influenced by what other people says, it is, yeah, in a sense, as we have talked before, propaganda. Even if you do not know that you are being influenced by propaganda, you are still influenceable by it. One thing doesn't remove the other, so to speak. In this case, even if you do not think that you are getting pressured on by those who are around you, by the media that you consume, by the different ideas that let come to your mind, even if all of those things are not a realization for you, you still get pressured on. And now, that was the preface of the idea. What is the real point here? The real point is to understand, so to speak, the part that lies on everybody. In this case, I will say responsibility, or at the very least, interesting side of it, because you always have the possibility of changing and reshaping how is it that you let those pressures get applied to you. We are not going to directly say they are good or they are bad. We are just going to accept that they come from an outside perspective. And the first part of it is always trying to analyze if they really belong to your life, belong to what you are trying to do in your completely unique life, so to speak. Even, okay, we need to do some backtracking here, and we need to comprehend the concept of every single person after a certain point of existing, by the mere act of existing and going on through their life, end up having a completely unique life. For some it is rather earlier, for some it is rather later, but it ends up inevitably happening. The only difference is how, in this case, taking that into consideration, and as I said before, how we let other things influence us. Why? Because we're focusing on the idea that we get pressured to do things, we get influenced, and we get moved to act in different ways than what we would have done so if no external or, well, yeah, it is only external. In general, no influence existed. Therefore, now, after accepting that we need to see and we need to analyze if those things come from the outside or from the inside, we start to see the most important thing. If there is an existing valor that we already know is coming, so to speak, in this case, a pressure that is coming from ourselves, maybe it is kind of logical to think that at the very least it deserves a little bit more of attention. At the very least, we're not going to say that it is the correct thing to focus on. It deserves to be, or to have a little bit more of attention than those things who come from the outsiders. And, well, yeah, just in case, a little addendum is, be it outsider or insider influence or pressure that we are getting, the first thing that we should always do is try to analyze it from a not so personal point of view. Why? Because let me think about a really good example. Something like, okay, I have it. Thank you, Bunkum, for lurking. If you were to get influenced, let's say, to taking a course to become better at your job,
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Copadot.
It was kind of loud, yes. It was kind of loud, but I wasn't surprised. Thank you, an anonymous user. And you... Pay attention, basically. Basically. Well, it was a remember to be paying attention, because if you didn't notice, it appears. Yes, it was the it was the sub alert that happened. Do we really want to make it a little bit less loud? Let me do it. Give me a second. Give me a second. Here. Oh my god, no, I wrote this. We're leaving it that way. Okay. Don't worry then. Do not worry when leaving it like that. Anyways, fuck, I need to see. Oh my god, give me a second. Who was it? Thank you, Skitch. What are you doing, my brother? I already thank you for your follow. Are you trolling me? No, sorry. No, I insulted the wrong person. I am sorry. I love you, Skitch. I didn't mean to insult you. It was my brain got a brain fart. Sorry. I love you. Do not get angry. Sorry. I didn't mean to insult you. Just in case. Freakies. Now, back. Content. As I was saying, back to chilling. And oh wait, sorry. we also need to address something. The do not worry income. No real problem at all. Well, I mean, I was overly mean to somebody out of completely nowhere, so it is understandable. And you also got literally some minutes ago a free kiss, you know? Mm. But yeah, you need to attain those free kisses or save up some points for those kisses, whatever you want. Now, as I was saying, sorry. Yes, yes. Netorare potato. Sorry. Now, fuck, I completely lost my mind. No, probably. Going back to what I was saying. Let me rethink what the fuck I was saying. We were okay. I found a way. Now for real, we're back. We were basically saying the idea is that first and foremost you need to analyze everything from an outsider perspective. Why? Because those pressures that you are getting might not really be coming for or trying to be in any sense good to you. They might appear, so to speak, because in a sense, yeah, it is kind of problematic to understand this, but if you are able to accept it, it might benefit you. So if you're prepared for this, here and pay attention, my son. Sorry. Basically, a lot of the times we aren't really giving pressure to others. We are in reality speaking about what is pressuring us and trying to, so to speak, divert it to other people or to make others responsible for what really is in our hands. And when you know this and you learn how to interpret and put into action that idea, you start really noticing how much it is that really people is giving you any kind of real pressure, how much it is that people is really telling you that you need to work on something, that you really have to do anything at all. And also, in this case, it also applies to the ideas that you have about yourself, because we are humans, we are flawed, therefore it is completely common for us to end up in a sense being uh, no, I already said being damaged by what is what we get told, so to speak. Why? Because if you do not understand that first part of other people might try to influence you based on what they need to do, you might also end up developing the habit, in a sense, or the not so conscious common pattern of whatever you get told becomes your responsibility. And in a sense, it is kind of harsh because you need to let go of those pressures and you need to let go of what, when you notice that isn't really for you to do. Yeah, it is problematic to say it, but you need to let go of those responsibilities that get put into you rather than being really for you, so to speak. And if you have that possibility, in this case, the whole idea is that when you do that, you learn what your real pressures are, what you really need to work on, and what you really have an interest in working on, because that is also another part of this. Sometimes we're doing stuff not because we want it, or because even if we do not want it, it will work, or give us anything towards the goals that we have. Rather, we are doing them because we do not completely visualize or, so to speak, have in our mind why we are doing them. For example, a personal example was I remember when I was younger that I used literally every single day to go out and to be in the park to play with the dogs. I thought that it was my responsibility, and it made zero sense when I started to analyze why I was doing that. Because, in a sense, yeah, it was great. I was playing with the dogs in the park. But at the same time, those dogs were some not only from the park literally had a home, some others were literally playing the whole day, so it wasn't that I was fulfilling a savior in a sense, a kind of role trying to or giving those dogs the love that nobody tried to give them. No, 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 no. At least personally, I can say that in my case, literally was doing something because I thought I was the only person who was doing it. I never stopped, thought about what was really going on, and ended up noticing how meaningless it was for me to keep doing that. Because even nowadays, those dogs that are every single day in the park playing, so to speak, are literally there. And when I stop, as I said in this case, with the dogs, with a lot of things in my day-to-day life, spending time meaninglessly on actions, on pressures, on routines that weren't really for the sake of myself, I ended up finding that in reality I had a lot more of time to spend on what I really wanted. And well, yeah, a good example, for example, sorry, a good example in this case would be to say, if you notice that you have the possibility of leaving behind the habit of playing every single day at least one game of any any kind of online game, so to speak, that requires you to daily log in, because if you do so, literally nobody is going to die, nothing bad in reality will happen. If you start to learn to detach yourself from those pressures that you don't really need to pay attention to, you might find that at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, at the end of the year, you will be more free to do those things that you really want to do, that you really want to put the work for. So yeah, that's in this case, that's the idea. Learn, analyze what the pressures that you have are, where they come from, and if you have the possibility of disposing of them, you should try to do so. Okay, I don't think I have anything else to say in this case, so if there is no question, we're moving on to the next topic. Meanwhile, oh my god, thank you, Ginko.
My P Prime sub works now, Eloitheum.
What the actual fuck? We literally ghost crash for half a second or so. Anyways, we're back. Now, as I was saying, just in case, thank you, Inko. I don't know if that got through or got through or not, but yeah. Okay, I will. Okay. We will do this. I will go. Gather. No, gather no. Get me another bottle of water. I will be back in less than a minute. After that, I will really, this time around, make the timestamp. Sorry, give us a second. Yeah, I was muted, Elemao. Okay, we're back. Now, let me do the timestamp, and I just noticed I am incredible at having a real engagement with my dear audience. Sorry, my tiny spoots. I didn't mean to forget about it. What the fuck? Okay, sorry, hermano. Now, as I was saying, I forgot to do the most basic thing. It was hello Rusbon, hello Captain Baptin, wait, I know that I forgot about some more people. Hello Crankrack, and okay, I think there was nobody else I forgot in this case. And if I once again forgot about saying hello to you, sorry, I didn't mean to. Now, continuing with this timestamp. 2420. Oh, hello, Kayan Dyke. We're moving on to the next topic, so I hope you're ready for some topic talking. Let me copy this. Let me leave this here. Okay. Well, next topic. Or well, just in case anybody has any kind of question for me, anything at all that we want to answer before I move on, or should I directly move on to the next topic? Oh yeah, I got my water, just in case. I love my water. Okay, we're moving on then. Thank you as always for tuning in. Now we're starting with what is interest and how to show it. Okay, let me see what is it, because in this case, okay, I don't know why I have more in my mind memories about this topic than anything else, or well, not anything else. What do you think? Shiva could beat Vishnu in a fight? Shiva, yeah, Shiva could. Shiva is literally the primal god, so yeah, he that that god would probably. But okay, moving on as I was saying, the context for this specific topic, what is interest and how to show it, is okay. Some time ago, I don't remember how much, I had to do my research, so to speak, on what the fuck is, in this case, interest, and also how to show it. Sorry for that. Yes, basically, we are talking as interest in the perspective of any kind of social relation. We are not talking about any kind of special interest. We are rather talking about the idea of simply engaging in a conversation with anybody, and the most basic kind of human interest that you could show to anybody else. Why we're talking about this? Because I think it is interesting. Sometimes we think we know what the fuck interest is, and after having seen that much videos about it, I can now confidently say I didn't know anything about it. So, after saying that, let us really start. In this case, as I said before, we are referring to the idea of interest as the interest that one shows to anybody who is in front of them. The most basic concept that we need to have in mind, present at every moment. Obviously, not when we are directly interacting with other, but rather when we are trying to prepare ourselves for having human interactions, so to speak, is the best way to show any kind of interest is to really be present. What is the idea of being present? The idea is literally not doing anything else at all, if possible, having your sole attention on the other person, the other discourse, the other whatever it is you are trying to do, you are trying to connect with. Interest isn't born from doing, let's say, multitasking. It is rather born from the simple idea of, if you have the possibility, showing your complete interest, and the word was, yeah, advocating your sole attention to whatever is it you're trying to show interest in. And the problem is how we really do that, because in a sense I somehow kind of said it, but it isn't as easy as it sounds in the shortened version, so to speak. The best way to show interest is, before anything else, you really need to find things that might make you connect with that topic in a specific, that person in a specific. You need to find ways to really connect with the other. You need to always have in mind, and yeah, if we're referring about, in this case, a human interest in another human, so to speak, and showing that interest to whatever it is you have in front of you, in a relationship sense, you always need to try and have in mind what kind of questions you will want to ask, what kind of things you will want to know, what kind of conversations you would like to have. Interest doesn't just come from the act of listening, because one of the many things that we like to do when we feel like we're having, or we're no, when we do not completely know if we are having complete interest from somebody else, is to make, in a sense, a questionnaire for that person. If you're not paying attention, a common thing, a common occurrence is for the other side to start, for example, here, literally, out of nowhere, I will start a shot. What was I? What was it that did I just say about interest? Can you give me an example? Is this really something that is trying to me, or is for me a way to know that you are having interest on me, or is it not? That that kind of things is completely normal to happen if the other person doubts about the interest that you have or not. If you completely, so to speak, survive that essays that get thrown to you, in a sense, you will end up finding the funniest part about this, and that is almost anybody likes to not so much dwell in whatever they are being asked, but rather they like to go on and on and on, because one of the most common things that we enjoy is attention, as literally every animal does. So after a certain amount of questions, it is completely normal for the subject itself to stop asking, and that, in yeah, this is in a sense also the most important part. Why? Because you think you can, after not having to deal with the active conversation, but rather becoming a listener to what the other is saying, it ends up also coming after, let's say, 5 minutes of the other person directly speaking without expecting any kind of question from you, or doing any question to assert if you are paying attention or not, a moment where they are out of nowhere going to ask you something. And it might not even come from the idea of, I don't know if this person is paying attention or not, but rather because they really want to know what you think about what they said before. And in that moment, in that exact moment, is where, if you were not paying attention, if you decided that it was completely alright for you to tune out of what you were speaking with the other to do whatever else, you will, yeah, the best way to put it is, you will completely fuck up that relation, in a sense, because if somebody gets accustomed to your presence to the point that they start literally rambling It means they really are confident that you are paying attention to them. If you if you break that boundary with them, it is very hard for the other side to go back to, to in general to go back and to have once again faith in whatever kind of interest you are trying to show. But that is if you fail. If you do not fail, it is completely normal for you to literally, in a sense, get the best because you are paying attention, and also get the best out of the other person because, as literally anybody does, they will like you by the simple fact that you are paying attention. Haha, nothing else. Well, yeah, I think I said it, but it is kind of another easy way to show interest is if the person itself finds that they have nothing to add, or they out of not out of nowhere, out of the repetition of talking so much, end up creating longer and longer pauses. It is in those moments where you could try to intersect with simpler questions, with questions that go back to what they were saying, that try to rail the conversation into something that you really wanted to know, but that person forgot to talk about. In those different ways, it is really possible to show the other side interest. And it is kind of very normal to talk about it from the human perspective, but the same literally happens from media in general. If you are not showing whatever you are trying to consume any interest at all, it is kind of impossible for the media, even more that doesn't have the human capacity of going back into what they were literally saying. It is kind of harder for the media to show you what you miss. So yes, that's basically it. If you pay attention enough, and if you dedicate your time enough to it, you will really find that it isn't that it is not that hard. It rather it is more simpler than what it might sound at first. And well, also, at least in the other hand, if you know that you do not have the, if you are failing in paying attention and in showing interest to anything, it might be good for you to stop it, so to speak. Because also something that is not so normal, but also is very likable, is the fact that you can say, I am sorry, but I cannot pay attention to what you are saying. Let me leave. Let's go back to this conversation at any other moment. I cannot study right now. I cannot show any interest in studying. I will do it at other moment, at a later moment. But right now, I need to accept the fact that I cannot show interest in this. So I need to clear my mind. I need to be able to focus on whatever I am trying to do, whatever I am trying to learn, and I will go back to this later on. As easy as that. Because almost nobody, unless it is a death or life situation, are going to force you to give them interest. And we're not going to dwell on that right now, but if somebody tries to force on you the interest showing, that might be, let's say like this, a red flag. That might be a red flag. But well, having said that, we are done with the topic. Now, I think as always, if there is no question, we shall continue. What did I say about what? About what? What do you mean? Were you not paying attention? I had hoped that you were paying attention. What? Well, also yes, just in case. Also, what Kyondik show here is also a kind of interesting thing, because it is very appreciable for the other side to know that if you weren't paying attention and you, in a sense, are humble about it, because he didn't go with the phrase as shut the fuck up. Can you go back to what you were saying? I literally didn't pay attention to you. No, he said, pardon me, but what did you say? When you are polite, it is very normal for people to reply with politeness, even more if they are trying to have a conversation with you. So yes, it didn't came to my mind, but it is a very good example of a way to not fuck up so bad if you are not showing interest. So now, in this case, and this time for real, if there is no question, we shall continue. Uh, who is impolite to do, but literally nobody's bad here on chat. And I mean, I don't know, probably somebody out there will always be, what is it, we will be inclined to be impolite. I don't think it is the best thing for you to worry about people being impolite and without being so specific in complete random sites. Not everybody has a great day, and sometimes we really just want to blow some steam off by trying to fuck with some other people. So you shouldn't worry. As a great fisherman will say, you shouldn't bite the bait. You are not a fish. No. Oh yeah. Now we have in this case a really interesting topic. Title: How putting the minimal amount of effort feels like. In this case, the preface will be something like, yeah. Um, when I was younger, I kind of abided myself by the idea of, you know what, if I can do something and I can do it by literally putting almost 1% of myself on it rather than really spending my whole time on it, why don't I do it that way? Why don't I try to go through my life that way? Why don't I, in a sense, try to ensure as the easiest kind of path for me by, yes, by putting the least amount of work possible on anything. And in this case, it comes almost from a very personal perspective. So yes, take it as always with a grain of salt, with a grain of salt, just in case. Now we shall really start. Okay. When we think that we try to put the minimal effort or the minimal amount of intent behind what we are trying to do, we do not have in mind the real consequences that it will have. We only think, yes, potatoes are good with grams of anything. No, what the fuck was that? As I was saying, when we put the minimal amount of effort, we do not think about the consequences. We only have in mind one simple fact: how much enjoyment we are going to be able to derive from that. How much. What the fuck is breakfast sauce? I don't know. How much real time we could extract from what we have to do, what we have to do, and how much time we should be able to really put, or how much time we really need to put into those things. No, I don't know what the fuck is breakfast sauce, ginkgo. If you explain, it will be better for everyone here. As I was saying, if you understand that you are trying to do some things in a sense where you are not paying so much attention to the act itself or the action or what was the responsibility itself that you have, but rather you try to divert all the time that you can from that into those things that you really, in a sense, you really want to do, but not, no, sorry, you are not so conscious they might not be the best. If you do them that way, you will not notice how hurtful it is sometimes for you to not work on the real responsibilities that you have. Because, okay, it might not be completely true, but almost every single time, the different responsibilities we are given through life are there for us to complete, not for us to ignore. And at the very least, if we cannot complete those activities, those different responsibilities, it is also in our hands the capability of accepting that and the capability of being able to say to other people what we really have in mind about that and the struggles that we have with it. But if you, let's say it like this, if you let a tiny scar in in your in your arm that every single day is growing a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger because you think it isn't that preoccupying, and rather you will after some time try to fix it, uh, because it might be easier to do that when it becomes big enough. You might not notice that in reality it might not be just something that it is becoming bigger. It might be something that might be hurting other parts of your body. It might be an scar that is also getting infected. It might be an scar that is also draining you from your literal energy. In general, when you, in a sense, procrastinate, you find that, or not when you procrastinate, when you understand that by procrastinating on the real responsibilities you have, you are hurting the maximal amount of time that you could really put into anything else. When you learn that, you also learn how important it is to derive and to correctly manage the different amounts of time that you have at hand, the different real attention that you pay to those things that you might not really understand how important they are or not. So yes, in a sense, it is not so easy, but the simple act of dealing with that and the simple idea of being able to recognize the problem becomes a bigger tool when you accept it than rather not even trying to solve the problem. Why? Because now we have to go to the other side. Before that, Kinko, I saw the image. It literally has zero context. So good luck with whatever you're trying to tell me. I still don't know what the fuck breakfast sauce is. Anyways, continue. Now, the other side is when you are doing that, you literally think that whatever you are putting the minimal amount of effort will solve mostly by itself or will be completed by other people, will be done by those who have more time or more interest in those real problems, because let's say you might think it is kind of normal for you to not really pay that much attention to what you have to do, because as we have established, you might think it is completely okay for you to derive your whole time into those real things you want to do. If you let things go like that, you will end up learning that when time passes, more and more people gets tired of that, so to speak, attitude. More and more problems start stacking up. Why? Because if you put literally the minimal amount of effort into doing anything, the problems are not going to get solved so easily. Why? A lot of the problems on the day-to-day life are complex, and if you do not take the times that they require, you will learn the time that they require through the hard way, so to speak. So yes, it is important for you to, in a sense, understand that, or not to you, to anybody who knows they are putting the least amount of effort possible. Why? As we have said before, when you have the possibility of changing that, you also learn that in reality you have at hand more time than almost you never thought. Yes, literally like that. I don't know what the fuck is Ginkgo talking about. Literally black oil, olive oil on their pancake. I don't know. But yes, I don't think we have anything else to say about it. I don't think so. If we have any kind of question, we might try to answer it. But right now, I I think I explained it almost completely fine. So yes, I wouldn't say I have anything else to add. What the fuck? More images. Oh no. More breakfast sauce. Oh wow. 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 You know this is AI, right? Because the the tinier letters are completely illegible, my brother. You kind of trolled yourself there, you know. Goodbye. Now let me do the timestamp. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I completely believe what you say, Kinko. Now let me do the timestamp. Sorry. Holy fuck. My spiked. Once again. We were here. There is no way for me to get a bot to give me a timestamp instead of having to do them by hand every single time. Okay, take this. Now, yeah. There is kind of timestamp. The breakfast sauce talk, yeah, useful. Okay. Oh yeah. Well, we have so far the last topic to deal with. So, as always, if there is no question, we shall start. Before, let me drink some water. To give you some time to ask anything. Oh yeah, wait. Tomorrow, not tomorrow morning. Tomorrow at night we will do mental sanity stream. I wanted to do it since almost 2 or 3 days ago, but they are also kind of special, so we need to give ourselves the opportunity of creating the ambience for it, and also we need to tell people because just in case if you have tuned to some mental cultivation streams or sanity cultivation streams, you might know that they are kind of hectic to be at the very least. So yeah, after saying that, last topic. Who being sick is not so easy to notice. This, the preface is, as we have talked before, it is kind of normal for those who live a convoluted life to not really stop and look at the things that are happening throughout their daily life. Those things, those tiny patterns that exist, in a sense, for the person itself to notice, because almost anybody has the possibility of analyzing the problems that they have. It is almost impossible to say that whatever is affecting you, you literally cannot notice. We might kind of even say it is a kind of fantasy concept that things could occur and you not even have a possibility of noticing. Why? At the very least, you will notice that something is not okay, so to speak. But we're kind of already drifting here. But yes, you can at the very least notice that things are not correct, so to speak. What the fuck? Yeah, Hunter x Hunter, gone. So yes, if you have the possibility of no, no, sorry, no, going into the real topic, the first part of noticing, or at the very least understanding why being sick is not so easy to feel, comes from the idea that you might not really be stopping, you might not really be trying to deaccelerate your life and to take a simpler approach. We might go with the narrative that you are literally forced to go as fast as you can throughout your whole life because different, completely outside of your control reasons force you to do so. As we have talked before, if you have the possibility of hearing somebody like me speak for an hour, you also have the fucking possibility of stopping and feeling your body, in this case. Stopping and assessing how are your whole body feeling, how is everything going on, how if there is any kind of hurting that you have, if there is any kind of ache that you are not noticing so much or not paying that much attention to because you say no, you know what, I might not even try to heal this. Why? Because there is also a very kind of problematic common occurrence, and that is if something isn't really that annoying, we sometimes let things slip by, or yeah, go under our radar, so to speak, or we filter them in a positive way rather than to accept that they are not so okay to let go and they are not so okay to accept. Why? If every single day of your life you wake up with a little bit of a headache and after, let's say, 1 or 2 hours of being awake, that headache leaves your head, it might be a minimal signal of something going on. There are a lot of possibilities as to why that happens. There might, for example, in this case, be that you are already addicted and you suffer from the sickness of the what was the fucking sorry, I don't remember, but basically you are lacking coffee, you are lacking sugar, you are lacking some kind of substance that your body is addicted to. There is also the possibility that, let's say, for example, you're sleeping in a not so comfortable bed, therefore you need to try and, or it isn't that you need to try, you need to every single morning do some stretches to get that headache out of you, because that isn't by itself a good pain. But if you don't stop and see the different reasons that it might have, you might live your whole life with that, and it also might end up becoming a bigger problem, so to speak, because the common kind of narrative that we have gone for throughout today is the idea that you have a lot of stuff you need to work on, and if you do not comprehend why they are happening to you, you might be suffering from a lot of problems when in reality they might be more solvable than what you really think or what you thought before trying to realize where they were coming from. Because okay, I already gave two kind of examples, but let's give one more. If every single day of your life you chew gum and you think that because you chew gum nothing bad is going to happen to you, if after a month of doing so, out of nowhere, out of completely nowhere, your mouth starts hurting, your mandible, it wasn't, yeah, sorry for that, your jaw starts literally hurting, it might mean that you are overdoing the work, you are over chewing stuff. But if you do not stop and notice where the source of that pain, where the source of that sickness is, you might not really have the possibility of understanding and also of working on the problem itself. You might only be exacerbating the real reason, and you might end up having to deal with a bigger problem later on down the line. So basically that. It is always in our hands the possibility of stopping, or at the very least throughout the the mundane life that we have, analyze how things are going. Even if we think we do not have it, we can try to analyze ourselves to find what kind of aches, what kind of sickness, what kind of pains we are enduring that are not really there in an unavoidable way, but rather if we try to solve them, if we put our time trying to learn why they exist, how we can try to remove them from our kind of schedule life, and how we can end up living a better life, it will be so much more incredible for every single one of us that almost nobody will really understand the importance of it but you. Why? Because you are the only one who can really heal you. If you are not in a disposed manner facing the problems, you might not even you might not even be capable of healing completely out of nothing. So yes, that's also the other side of the idea. If you do not really understand that you are sick, it is also impossible to heal something that you do not have or you do not see. But also that once again the other side is, as long as you have an idea of it, you can solve it. Yeah, nothing else to add, at least for today. So let me do the final timestamp. We will write some value, but this time around I will really check. Okay, there it is. Now, what the fuck I was going to check? Okay, here. Let me open twitch.tv normal. Let's see if we have somebody to raid. If we have nobody to raid, what are we going to do? Meanwhile, as always, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks to those who decided to come, to hear, to stay, those who decided to lurk, those who gave a little bit of a word for me to say anything. Today, what's going on? Why is Daya so low? What? We're going to ride Daya right now. I don't care about anything else. Why is Daya so low? What the fuck? Is he ending stream or something like that? Let me check. Also, my throat is already dying because I already kind of talk too much. No, because I didn't drink enough water. That is the real reason. Sorry for lying. Wait. Let me see. Is Daya staying a little bit more? Let me see. Give me a second. Okay, he isn't directly ending the stream, so let me write him before he leaves, just in case. let me write him. No, okay, he's playing even more. No. He's ending the stream. He got tired out of playing Five Nights at Freddy 4, so go and chat with him. Give him encouraging words. Be lovely, people. As always, thanks for being here. Let me do this. There it is. You have the right message there. As always, as I said right now, thanks for hearing, thanks for staying, and now we depart. Until once again I stream. Tomorrow I am going for a walk and I am fucking blazing it.